It's time for Nutrition Weekly on Awesome 98. In studio with me right now, it's Brenda Duby, corporate dietitian with the United Family of Stores. Hey, Brenda.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It's all about pork.
It is. I actually just got back from a pork farm. I learned farm-to-table pork, and very interesting. First of all, I have to say thank you to the farmers, the ranchers out there. Those guys do some very important work I don't think we have enough appreciation for.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
All the ranchers and farmers out there, thank you.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to learn really how much effort they put into caring for the animals. And a lot of people don't always think that. You kind of get some misnomers about it. Mm-hmm. And when you think about it, it makes sense because that's their livelihood. They want to turn out a good quality product,
right,
and take care of these animals. So just like, you and I are going to take care of what we do, that's what they're doing. And so there's a lot of misnomers. Even what goes into making some of the feed product is amazing. Amazing that I always pictured them, feeding them like buckets of slop, everywhere. And
that's kind of the picture you get, right?
Yeah.
They're just throwing anything out there.
Yeah. And these nasty pigs and stuff. And it's really not like that. In fact, we even had to shower just to go in to see the pigs because they do what they call biosecurity to make sure we're not bringing in any kind of diseases or anything like that. Very impressive. But I'll tell you the other thing that I learned that just happened recently was the American Heart Association certified heart healthy food from the pork, and that is the pork sirloin roast and pork tenderloins are considered heart healthy, and they are as lean as chicken. So they only have 3 grams of fat for every 3-ounce serving. That is very low fat and 22 grams of protein.
Yeah.
That's a powerhouse.
And it tastes great too.
Right there. So yeah, throw it in the crock pot. Throw some barbecue sauce on it this weekend. You're good to go with some barbecue sandwiches. Very easy. Or just throw some salsa on it and you can make some pork tacos, some pulled pork tacos with both of those cuts. So great way to go. New way to look on pork because most people think of pork as very fatty.
Right. And
those cuts are actually very lean.
So I know at United Supermarkets and in Market Street, you have different pork tenderloins that are out. Which would you kind of recommend going with if you wanted to do kind of your own spin on the pork tenderloin? What do you kind of look for?
Well, you're going to look for less marbling, and so it's and that's pretty much what those are. We learned where those cuts come from, and like the tenderloin, that's just the muscle that kind of holds up the abdominal area, so it's not used a lot. So it's actually very tender. And it stays very lean. And again, these farmers aren't into making hefty fat pigs. They want the right ratio because that meat's important. Yeah. So look for something like that. And you can always have a tenderloin sliced into pork chops. Throw them on the grill. There you go.
Yeah. Pork tenderloin, they're so easy to cook, and they are delicious.
They really are.
As well. You can make little sliders maybe.
You could. Just remember that your pork needs to be cooked. A lot of people tend to overcook it and make it dry. Yes. So it's actually safe between 145 and 160. Unless you're using ground pork, and ground pork needs to go to 160. Okay. But other than that, 145 to 160. 145 can be a little on the rare side for some people. So 160, still you should have a nice juicy meat. Okay. In there. Very good. Glad to have you back, Brenda, and glad to hear about pork and the health benefits of pork. Thank you. All right. You've been listening to Nutrition Weekly on Awesome 98.